Hey everybody, my name's Tarak. Thank you for watching this video for our discussion assignment. And for the meal that I have acquired and prepared today is a dish of scrambled eggs with some tomatoes and toast with butter on it. Um, so this is a meal that is highly symbolic to me in in my childhood. It was a really important meal. It was kind of a staple for me and my brother growing up. My brother and I, we grew up in Toronto, Ontario, and our mother, she was a single mother, working 50, 60 hours a week. So Saturdays were a really special time for our family to get to eat breakfast together. And we would usually go to the YMCA and participate in sports, different activities. My mom would do a fitness class. And so we would make sure to eat a big nutritious breakfast on Saturday mornings, one full of protein, good carbs, and different vegetables. So the memories that this brings up to me are special because it was one of the few times of the week that we got to have a meal together as a family. And when I make scrambled eggs, still to this day, I think of my mom. I think of my mom, and I think of my childhood. My mother was a immigrant from Ethiopia, and scrambled eggs were actually it's kind of a universal dish I've been learning about in different cultures, which I'll talk about later. But scrambled eggs are a common dish in Ethiopia. It's, I think, the Ethiopian version of scrambled eggs. They kind of add tomatoes, chopped peppers, onion, and kind of a special Ethiopian seasoning called berbere. It's kind of it's got a very strong, robust taste to it. But I remember that my mom would kind of, make the eggs in kind of a nuanced way to kind of meet my brother and I in the middle, with the fact that the scrambled eggs are a very versatile dish. My mother's family, they owned chickens in Ethiopia. They owned a few pieces of property with a farm on it. And so I knew that she was familiar with scrambled eggs, and she had been eating them since she was a girl. Ethiopian cuisine is known for its bold flavors. And some of these bold flavors can come out in just traditional Ethiopian meals. But I know that my mom, immigrating from Ethiopia, there weren't, just an abundance of Ethiopian food around. So it really meant a lot to her to get to cook with the seasonings she was familiar with, and for her children to be exposed to some of these flavors that she grew up with in Ethiopia. In fact, there are lots of Ethiopian scrambled eggs recipes that you can find online that kind of tap into these bold flavors. And this meal is meaningful to me because I think of a lot of immigrant families who are raising their children in a foreign land. There's a certain tension that the families hold where they want to preserve their old culture while engaging and accepting the new culture. And as children, we love and respect our parents, and a big way to show love and respect is to eat the food that's placed in front of you. But when maybe you're young and a little juvenile, you may react, I don't like the way that tastes, I don't want that. But my mom was very flexible with how she made the scrambled eggs. She would add a little bit of seasoning and take it away based on my brother's and my preference. So we learned to engage with our culture while still respecting my mom. My mother would often switch up the recipes, like I said earlier, to not overwhelm us. And I believe it was her attempt to connect us to our culture in the best way that she knew how, even though it was challenging at times to hold both worlds in tension. So the nature of this meal can symbolize our relationship with God, how he holds the tension between the old and the new, the here and the not yet, the already realized and the continually realized. And I value this tension as well because as I raise my 7-month-old daughter, I want her to know her heritage while also honoring the cuisine that she interacts with on a day-to-day basis. Meals like this make me wonder, what are some other meals that are familiar to us, but that we can maybe adjust in order to welcome other cultures and ethnic groups for them to express themselves in. And for this assignment, I learned how scrambled eggs in India and in Turkey and in Japan, Hong Kong, scrambled eggs are a staple dish in each one of those cultures, but they're all kind of done in a different way to highlight the flavors and the cuisine of these different ethnic groups. So, in summary, this meal, scrambled eggs, it's very flexible. It's very integral and symbolic to my childhood, as I shared, and I think it's symbolic for how maybe food will operate in the kingdom of God. That maybe there's a flexible way that God could accommodate to all of our different tastes, our cuisines, our cultures, and that we can adjust what we want to cook to serve and engage with one another. So I appreciate you watching this meal. I appreciate you watching me describe this meal, and I look forward to watching the other videos from the other classmates. Thank you.